What is going on? Welcome back to Fanatic Journey. So today when I talk to you on Lucid, I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what is really affecting it today, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So currently Lucid is down 4.69%. There was a new 52-week and all-time low created at $2.71. And it's very discouraging to see that a lot of long investors now seem to have given up. They accept every single day there's going to be a new 52-week and all-time low, which is very crappy. And even more of a bad scenario is just the fact that Lucid itself has not put out any news to really change the dynamic of what's been happening. So even if we look over the last 1 year, this is one crazy downtrend. And keep note, like Lucid has not done anything to stop this. And I think their last news was, what was it? One of these 2 days. So this, they have been radio silent on. It shows that they do not care about investors time and time again. They just care about themselves and technology, which I might be overdoing it a little bit, but obviously coming from a investor standpoint, to see them silent during this is just, I don't know, that's not good in my opinion. 31.6 million shares have been traded, 41.09 is the average. We are currently in power hour. It is bouncing off of a very strong support. So I'll touch on all that in the technicals once I go over that. But a lot of this downtrend did stem from yesterday when China came out with their GDP. And it was minorly lower than what was anticipated. So GDP on a year-over-year basis came in at 5.2 versus the forecast being 5.3. But regardless, it does show some signs of slowing, similar to what came out from Bank of America, JP Morgan last Friday. The market does not want to hear that. The market does not want to hear any wording of slowing down or not hitting targets, not growth. Like they only want to hear positive things. If there's a negative, then the market is going to very much just react negatively. And this is what is happening today. And like I already mentioned, no news from Lucid itself, no SEC filings, nothing like that. And imagine how good that would be if Peter just bought using his own money. That would be a huge sentiment booster today. But again, there's absolutely nothing. Also on a side note, there is a video I do want to play. It's about 1.5 minutes long, but it talks on maybe the next best technology that is coming out. And this conveniently is something that I have been bringing up over the last couple videos or within the last week, is just the fact that Lucid often boasts saying that they have the next best technology. Every single earnings, they say that they're decades ahead of their competitor, aka Tesla, and which is all fine and dandy. This is why I've said, if Lucid isn't going to produce that many vehicles, sell your technology. That way you can get some licensing money coming in and whatever else. That's the logical thing to do. If Lucid is not really willing to ramp up on production, then get some money coming in while you still have that competitive advantage. Because in this video, it kind of talks on maybe the next thing that might be coming out. But aside from that though, going over some data points, starting off with shorts. So shorts are massively doubling down on Lucid today. 3.14 million shares are being increased. 29.06% of the free float is being shorted. 257.2 million shares overall are being shorted. And cost to borrow average is definitely a lot higher in comparison to yesterday, and that is 11.58%. Vortex in among itself seems to be glitching. It's very, very slow right now, but through Interactive Broker, short availability does indicate around 300,000 shares is available to be shorted. Options wise, $713,000 in calls being purchased versus 3.49 million in puts. Sentiment wise, 47% of all the options being done today is bearish. So despite another new 52-week and all-time low, people are still anticipating for it to continue to trend down. Looking at the call options that are being purchased though, it is anticipated for it to be above $3 by over the next several weeks. So still not much optimism. Like I already said at the very beginning, a lot of long investors, you go on any social media, they have gone neutral. There's almost no bulls out there, which is kind of crazy to think, because Lucid has had some absolutely crazy fanatics out there that obviously all the time just boast saying it's a buy, it's a buy, it's amazing stuff. So it's kind of sad to see the demise so far of Lucid. And I'm going to do a video tomorrow on breaking it down on potentially what 2024, given the new circumstances of where Lucid is, what it might realistically look like. Because I did do a video, I think end of December, saying some expectations for 2024. I feel like already within the first couple of weeks, things have changed. And because, yeah, I'm going to go over all that. But moving back onto this, so looking at puts though, it is anticipated for it to be sub 250 by the next couple weeks, even more so February the 16th. So still, based on the technicals, people are anticipating for it to break down. Looking at some of the strong support and resistance points, with it at $2.77, it is between this S2 and this S1. So $2.73 is a very strong support. And for the most part, it briefly broke it, but again, it did hold and is bouncing off of that minorly still, which once again kind of shows the fact that there isn't that many long investors getting in. I'll touch on that in a second as well, but $2.94 is going to be that next strong resistance. But given the circumstances of everything coming out, even retail sales came out today a lot better than anticipated. So retail sales did come in both on a month-over-month and year-over-year basis better than anticipated. But that seems to have not phased anything. A lot of people's focus is just yields and the whole China GDP right now. So as it stands, I do feel like it's going to be more orienting towards downtrends, which is fair to assume given the nature of what is actually happening. So if this does break, so this 273, then anticipate it for it to trade between this S3 and this S2. So 239 is going to be the next strong support, and then that would turn into resistance. So let me know your thoughts on that and give yourself a shout out if you've been buying, if you've been selling, what have you been doing with Lucid? Looking at momentum shows number of retail investors have been getting out for a very long time. So that's very crappy. But stochastic is at 3, no defined trend, but in general, it is considered oversold. So if there's a good piece of news, fingers crossed, then you could get some value investors coming in. But like I mentioned already over the last couple of videos, in fact, just big money is not getting in. These are only the transactions that have occurred on the secondary market above $100,000. So AI and just algorithmic trading is what is kind of majority of the volume. And that isn't just Lucid though. So a lot of other growth stocks or very volatile stocks do have that increase, seems to have been started in 2024. And a lot of them are just kind of penny pinching, if that makes sense. So they're just in it for about a 3-cent swing and then they get out. So they're just trading in among themselves. So like I said, though, a lot of long investors aren't necessarily getting in. Plus you can tell that based on the latest round of 13Fs that I did point out over the last several videos, just big money is not really getting into what a lot of people want. And hopefully Lucid does allude to more OEM licensing agreements as what they kind of said during the last Q3 earnings. And even when it comes down to this upcoming Q4 earnings, their forecast and guidance for 2024 is going to be needing to be good. Very, very good. They have no room for any error. If they come out with 10,000, then this stock is just going to completely just tank. And yeah, so once again, this is a quick summary on exactly what is affecting Lucid today, no different than any other day. But like I said, I do want to play this quick video. I feel like it's very informative and this potentially could be extended to EVs, and that might be the next big thing. As you can kind of tell though in the title, it says radioactive battery, but it says lasts for up to 50 years. So let me know your thoughts.
Where your gadgets never run out of power. Well, that can be made real by tiny nuclear battery that defies the need for charging. Well, in a breakthrough, a Chinese startup has crafted a nuclear battery claiming a half-century of electricity generation without recharging. So
yeah, keep in mind, I'm sure already some of you are saying, well, this isn't going to help EVs by any means. Like, you have to realize that like the EV batteries started somewhere, right? So the whole mentality that led into lithium batteries, like clearly, and solid state polymer batteries as well, depending on what you're investing in, like it all stemmed from somewhere. So I feel like this, like I said, not to jump to any conclusions straight off the bat, but this definitely seems pretty good. But
the question is, how does this actually work? Now, no bigger than a small coin, this battery taps into the power of a decaying radioactive form of nickel. The battery uses thin sheets of special diamond material between its layers to act as a semiconductor. The battery stores an impressive 3,300 megawatt hours of energy. This means that the BV100, it has an energy density of over 10 times that of regular lithium batteries. According to the startup 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗛, the battery's capacity can sustain output for 50 years and requires no charging or maintenance. The company is eyeing a 2025 launch for a 1-watt battery that can power gadgets like perpetually powered mobile phones and continuously flying drones. While its current strength falls short of smartphones, 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗛 has suggested the possibility of combining several batteries for more demanding devices. Despite safety concerns regarding the radioactive materials being used in the battery, the startup assures the battery has no external radiation and won't catch fire or explode, making it safe for everyday consumer use. The startup...
So yeah, obviously you can already figure out how exactly this could be passed on to EVs in the near future. But as I mentioned at the very beginning, it kind of goes to show the fact that Lucid does need to innovate its technology, or else it is going to be left in the dust very, very fast. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And as I always say, take advantage of this promo. You might as well. It is completely free shares. So simply sign up for an account with 𝗪𝗧𝗪 through $100, add it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So this is a crazy deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.